This Spotlight is sponsored by Citizens Bank and Trust.
When I first met Logan, he is a very, very busy little boy who always has a smile on his face. However, Logan came to us not really knowing how to be in school. He didn't really show those ready-to-learn behaviors.
One of my big concerns was his safety. Along with the communication, when you tried to tell him to stop, he didn't stop. And I didn't know if he didn't understand I was telling him to stop, or if he knew I was telling him to stop and just was continue on going. But that's part of the reason he went into the class he was in.
So one of the beautiful things that happens here at Gerner is that I work in a special education classroom. So I have a lot of teacher assistant support. So we're able to take students into our classroom and really just focus on whatever their needs are, whatever that looks like. And for Logan, that looked like some specific things like learning to listen, following one-step directives, just basic things. When he was able to be able to do that, we really noticed something start to click. And we thought, you know what? It's time for Logan to start to branch out a little bit. And luckily, I have a classroom right next door, and that's an integrated classroom. That's Mrs. Nelson's room.
Once he moved over into my room, we have quite a bit more structure in that type of a setting, because our goal in the integrated environment is to get these kiddos ready to move on to elementary school. And so our day is much more structured and looks a little bit like what it's going to look like when you go to school.
We're always looking for more independence. And so that's what we did. We just started to push him into the next level, which is what we're always looking for. We know that early intervention works, and we know that the next step in that is to go into integrated classroom. And that's what we did with Logan.
You can tell he's totally comfortable. I think he had a little bit of an issue transitioning at first, but that's just, to be expected. And that was also one of his things coming in here, was he was having issues with transitioning between just activities and stuff like that, but that's also improved.
In the classroom he was in before, they do a nice job of really prepping them and getting them used to listening to adults and following directives. And so once he was there and understood what our schedule was like, he has actually done a much better job with transitioning and going to different centers and cleaning up when it's time to clean up, and not always getting to pick the exact thing that he wants to do all the time. So it's going really, really well.
He brings him all this schoolwork, all the colors, and it's just like, he brought home this book he made of like shapes, and all. I was just watching him grow, that like being able to create those things. Like, I would have not expected that, or I don't think that would have been possible before here.
They come in and they get what they need from us. We're able to provide the supports that they need, and then they're ready to move on. And that's really the goal. That's how we know what we're doing is working. So we're glad to do it.
He's also very, very excited to see me when he comes to school. And I really feel like he is really absorbing that structure that's being provided in the type of setting that he's in now. And he's really going to thrive.
Coming here, I know he'll be ready for kindergarten. I have no doubt in my mind. He loves school. He loves the socialization. He loves the teachers. I couldn't ask for anything more.